Hey everyone, I'm Alex, and welcome to this Marvel Snap Beginner's Guide on one of the best beginner decks you can play in Marvel Snap. And in this guide, I'm going to be taking you through this beginner deck and explain to you why each one of the cards is there, how they actually function together, and most importantly, I'm going to include at the end of my explanation gameplay clips that I recorded live on Twitch TV that are absolutely wild. The reason for this is because I'm really late in my collection level, and building this beginner's deck and playing against guys with complete collections in Pool 3 at high rank and beating them with a Pool 1 deck is just riveting. I love it. I can never get bored of it, honestly. I might just do it for fun in the future too, not just for the content. Like, it is so good, and it's so incredible how good these decks can be, even at high rank. So it's one of those things where, like, do not sleep on how good some of these decks actually are. And one thing worth noting here is I know the pool system can be a bit of a confusing thing for some people, and I've actually, released a video where I'm explaining the pool system. But long story short, I'll give it a quick breakdown here. So when I say Pool 1 value, what I'm referring to is that every one of these cards, now, we are going to unlock cards at all different rates, okay? Now, as a beta player, I have a much larger collection, but you guys who are kind of just getting into the game now, you guys will have a limited collection, and you are going to unlock cards in random order. The cards are divided into pools, which means that you are guaranteed to have all the cards of a given pool when you hit a certain level. For this particular pool, the first pool, you are guaranteed to have all these cards on this list by collection level 214. That means that no matter what, once you hit collection level 215, you're starting pool 2 and you have every one of these cards. So until you hit that level, you might be missing a couple pieces here and you'll have to substitute them. Let me know in the comments below, and our community members are super happy to help. I'm happy to help as well. And also, it gives you a chance to kind of experiment with deck building when you kind of substitute cards on your own behalf as well. Regardless, let's talk about the actual cards and why they're here. So the whole purpose of this deck is to revolve around generating as much value in any given turn as possible. You want to curve out, you want to play on curve, and you want to generate as much pressure on the board as possible. So Ant-Man's a card that does that. What Ant-Man does is it's an ongoing ability that once you have 3 other cards there, he gets +3 power, he becomes a 1/4. That's pretty good for a 1-drop. In fact, it's one of the stronger ones, right? Absolutely excellent card. But the key thing is here is you want to play it in conjunction with other cards because you want to have 4 in that lane. So you kind of have to commit to a specific location. Hawkeye is a great card to play on turn 1 because what you do is you play a card there next turn, he becomes a 1/3, and he has no real disadvantage other than the fact that you have to play there on curve. One of the key combos you can consider as well is Hawkeye. Let's say you're missing a card and you want an additional one. I'll tell you right now. Hawkeye is a great combo card with someone like Medusa. So if you pull Medusa, you play Hawkeye into the middle lane, he becomes a 1/3, and then what you do is you play Medusa on top of the Hawkeye, she procs the middle location, it becomes a 2/4. So she is a good alternate option for those of you that might be missing a card. And then what you do here is you go Nightcrawler. Fantastic card. I talk about Nightcrawler all the time. Gives you a little bit of additional reach in the lanes that you might not be able to play into. But most importantly, combos wonderfully with Angela. Because Angela, as I said in all my guides, basically Angela, the more cards you can play into her, the bigger she gets. And the advantage to playing Nightcrawler is you play Nightcrawler in, Angela gets the +2. You move Nightcrawler, and you play more cards on top of Angela. So it's like a freebie when you play Nightcrawler into the Angela. Colossus is awesome because Colossus allows you to play in lanes that might destroy your cards. Allows you to play into locations that might, weaken your cards, like negative zone. It allows you to have much more mobility. Like negative zone, for instance, provides a -3 impact on any card there. He's eventually a 2/6, which is insane. So Colossus gives you like a strong, consistent play that is very, very good. Scarlet Witch represents this deck's location correction. If you have a location that is particularly disadvantageous to you, you can use Scarlet Witch to generate a random new one. And generally speaking, the random new one should be better than whatever garbage is there that you're trying to get away with anyways. And if you want to play Scarlet Witch on tempo without actually, destroying the location, then you're kind of out of luck because this deck does not feature someone like a Cosmo who would prevent the on-view effect from going. So that could be the disadvantage of Scarlet Witch. You're like, hey, I like all these locations, but I don't have anyone else to play right now, and I guess I'm throwing out Scarlet Witch for the memes, and sometimes you end up screwing yourself, but that's another conversation. Then you got Wolfsbane. Again, we're trying to have large impact plays, and Wolfsbane is usually played in a lane where Ant-Man is. The reason why is because Ant-Man wants the 4 cards to be there to get the +3, and Wolfsbane loves finishing off a lane. So when she comes in, Wolfsbane comes in, procs, becomes a 3/7, and then you actually proc the Ant-Man 2, and it becomes you basically get it's a 10 turn, it's a 10 power turn, and it's truly remarkable how much value Wolfsbane will get. But do not play Wolfsbane, like don't play her into a solo lane without anyone there. She has to be played on top of existing units, right? And then we have Captain America. Captain America is a good call here. Alternatively, Punisher is another one you can play. If you have Punisher, you don't have Captain America. But regardless, Captain America is a great card here. Gives all your other cards at the location +1. That is high value. It kind of strengthens your location. Works well with Ant-Man. Works well with Wolfsbane. And again, Punisher. And for those that might not know who Punisher is, this is Punisher. He's a good alternate ongoing card. Gives you +1 power for each opposing card at a location, which is good because a lot of opponents are currently playing Zoo decks at your beginner ranks. Partially my fault because they're the most popular decks that I've discussed in the past. So this gives you an opportunity to counter them a little bit as well. What an awkward situation I'm in. I'm telling people how to counter my own decks that I'm helping people play, but whatever. Thus is life. And then we have Jessica Jones. Again, we want to play high value tempo cards. And what Jessica Jones allows you to do, play into a location, becomes a 4/8, huge value. And she's just a very good play. Like you just play her into a lane and you almost forget about her for a turn. And the nice thing about Jessica Jones, she becomes a 4/8. And if you still have not won the lane, then you clean it up with Chavez on 6, right? But before we get to America Chavez here, let's talk about the 5s. In this particular deck, we're running 2 5s. I often play 1 5 and 6, but in this deck, we're playing 2 because they serve different purposes, okay? So Iron Man gives you the additional burst of value if you need it. Because we're playing value cards, the nice thing about that is that, you tend to have a lot of energy on the board because you're playing tempo value cards. So Iron Man has a disproportionately high value in playing in those lanes. So he's a good choice for kind of really bursting a lane. At the same extent, if someone's zooing on you, which again is very common in your bracket, Spider-Woman represents an absolutely unbelievable opportunity to basically drop a 5/11, because if they have 4 cards in the location, you're getting a 5/7 plus the -4 being inflicted on the other side. It is a truly remarkable value play, and I think Spider-Woman is a great choice to help you kind of clean out a lane. And then finally, you have America Chavez. It's one of the best early cards in the game. And one of the nice things about America Chavez here is that, yes, you get a consistent turn 6 play, but most importantly, I think that one thing that a lot of new players kind of don't really notice is it's the not before part. You always draw this card on turn 6 and not before. What that means is that you effectively reduce your deck size by 1. You're not drawing from 12 cards, you're drawing from 11. Well, Alex, that doesn't make that much a difference, does it? Well, yes, it does. That not before part's key, because that means that you're more likely on turn 1 to have a 1-cost card in your hand. It's much more likely on turn 2 that you're going to have a 2-cost card in your hand, and it more or less guarantees on turn 3 and 4 that you have Jessica Jones, Wolfsbane, Captain America, you have a play, right? So thinning out your deck actually makes a big difference, and this is obviously counteracted by people like Korg who shoot rocks into your damn deck. But regardless, that is the explanation for the Pool 1 value deck. These gameplay clips that I'm going to show you guys are absolutely wild. It goes to show you just how good this deck is, and they recorded it live on Twitch TV, and I would absolutely love to see you there. We have so much fun on Twitch TV. Like, I'm really not just trying to overhype it here. We really do have a ton of fun, and I'd love to see you there. But in the meantime, enjoy these awesome clips. Okay, so Angela sucks pretty much everywhere here. We probably take the path of least resistance right here. Central Park is terrible. Terrible. Especially for Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman, why? We do this. We hold her. Play him. We curve with it. We save the lane correction here. So we got a deck here. So he gets rid of Odin and Death. We got a discard deck coming. So he's gonna be able to combo us very well. Hela, I'm surprised he must not have Hela in his hand. That's why he doesn't need Invisible Woman. Plays Sewer System. I can actually change that. Bring this over. Hit this. And wait. These are pretty big value plays here. Even with a couple of their discards, we still gap it. He skipped that turn. Does he play Infinite here? I think we can test Project Pegasus here. We can test this lane here. Because even with his hella discards, he's only discarded 2 cards. Oh, that's unfortunate. We'd have gotten a little more value had we not had Jubilees. Turn initiative would have been an additional -2 here. Hits Hellcow. So he wins the game. Did he pull his Hella though? He's debating. I wonder if he's debating if he tries to play here. He plays Hella. It's Odin. So we actually end up winning the game. Look at that. Look at that, folks. By 1. Very tight game. Very tight game. He's playing a pool 3 deck with Hella, and basically look at all these cards he has that are from pool 3 and above. Invisible. He's got the full discard combo. Loses to a beginner deck. We play Ant-Man over here. Ant-Man. So we're playing a beginner deck here against Hover Hand. It's a pretty funny name. And now we're in a situation we gotta play Angela into the Ant-Man, which is not what I wanted. But that's what we get. That's what we get. We got no choice. Mr. Sinister. Oh boy, please not be Mojo World. It's Hellfire card. 1-cost cards can't play. That's brutal because now we can't combo Angela. We are getting wrecked. This is very unfortunate right now. Angela's going to be pretty low value. He debris. Okay. Pretty low impact debris play there. It's not a big deal. I think what we do is we play Jessica Jones at this location, let it age like fine wine. But realistically, what we actually do is we play Jessica Jones. We really need to play Nightcrawler too, because Nightcrawler goes in there. And we have to play him on turn 5. Oh my god. Okay, what we do is this. Damn it. Okay, we might have to hold Iron Man. We kind of need Jessica Jones. I don't think we can play Jessica Jones. I think we have to play Iron Man into Chavez here. That's the only hope we have. Because if he plays Patriot, which is what I expect with Debris and Sinister clones. So Wasp is going to be Patriot. Yeah, so it's Patriot. So it's a pool 3 card. Patriot, cards with no abilities have +2 power. That's why he has rocks. This is okay because what we're going to do is we move him over to Ty. We actually keep him here for a sec. We don't need to move him yet because if we have enough value here with the Iron Man, we just win if he can't put enough on to the Hellfire Club. He plays Mystique, so he actually doubles. So once again, he's got all the pool 3 goodies. He's got all the pool 3 goodies. He's got his Mystique. So now ongoing cards have +2 power because he copied the Patriot effect. If he plays Onslaught here, I'm completely screwed. But does he play Onslaught? That's the question. We go for it for the memes. Onslaught, we lose. It's Dr. Doom. We might actually win. Hold up. He's short on the other side. Buddy, what were you doing? Let's go. Hoverhand. Buddy, you just lost to a beginner deck, my friend. And you played Patriot and Mystique? I don't even have Mystique yet. I'm approaching 3,000 collector score. I don't even have Mystique yet. It's like one of the last cards I don't have. And I'm beating this guy with a beginner deck. I love it. I'm not going to get sick of this. Honestly, I'm just not going to get sick of this. Okay, we can go Ant-Man. I think we go Ant-Man into the Wakandian embassy here. It's probably a safe play. He plays into it. Plays Sunspot, okay. Daily Bugle. Got Wave. If this is negative zone, I'll be sad, but it's probably not. It's probably not. I actually got a copy of his +5 wave, by the way, which is pretty good. What I think I do is I actually complete this lane here. We do this, we sneak out the Iron Man. The problem is that if he's playing wave, he just skipped this turn. He obviously has big cards in his hand that he's preparing to play wave with. Yeah, he plays wave 2. So we tempo wave out. He obviously has a big card he's going to play. We play Iron Man here. And then we try to run Angela in another location.
I am Iron Man.
Okay, you just value Odin's. Okay.
I am Iron Man.
It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Very awkward. We do this. No. We do this. You know what? I actually debate about this. If he plays here, which I expect him to, this might have been a wrong play. He Professor X is there. What? Why?
Opponent snapped.
This is a weird play. One that I don't quite understand. We go for it. Okay. So I guess we just win? I gotta be honest with you folks, I'm not exactly sure what this guy's plan was. Yoki had a few spicy beverages, queued into a couple matches of Marvel Snap, and we found him.